A couple weeks ago, when I was meeting with Paul for our coaching call, I shared with him some of the struggles that I was facing in the DBS that I've been doing with my dad. It seemed like every time we met and I'd ask him the question, "What are you thankful for?" he would sort of snicker or roll his eyes or grunt at me. He just was really struggling to find things to be thankful for in his life. And then also, he was struggling with some application as well as feeling discouraged because the only person he really has that he can share with is his wife, who is currently in the Philippines. And she just had not been showing any interest at all in the things that we've been reading together. So he was really discouraged by that. So as I shared all this information with Paul, he just encouraged me to use the DMC, the Disciple Making Community, and mobilize them to pray and fast with me for my dad and my stepmom. He also encouraged me to ask individuals, that whole power of the personal invitation to join me as well. And so I did just that. This was on a Thursday. That very same day, I reached out to the community. I reached out to certain individuals and I asked them to fast with me over the weekend before the next DBS that I would have with my dad on Monday for these specific things, to pray and fast with me. And I was overwhelmed just by the love and support and people joining me in that and their eagerness to do so. And I really believe it made a difference in fighting against that spiritual warfare, because I really do believe that is exactly what we were facing. So come that Monday when I did the DBS with my dad, I was shocked. Immediately, he was like, "You don't even have to ask me. I want to tell you what I'm thankful for." And this was a huge difference. So I was really encouraged. And not only that, but this was the same Monday that when we did the DBS and we came to the application, the I will statements, my dad said he was really struggling to believe it, but he knew in his heart that he wanted to believe all the stories we were reading. And so that he was going to start praying every day that God would give him faith to believe that what we have been reading is true. Mind blown. This is essentially a prayer asking God for saving faith. So yeah, super cool answer to prayer in big ways I could have never expected. In addition to that, he shared with me that over that weekend when we were fasting and praying for my stepmother as well, she had approached my dad and asked him about the stories we had been reading, and they were able to go over some of the creation story and Adam and Eve. And he said that she just really loved that, and that was really encouraging to him. Since then, her interest has dwindled again. So I just want to ask you guys to join me in some more prayer and possibly fasting if you can, just for my stepmom, that her heart would be opened. And let's keep praying, the same prayer that my dad is praying for saving faith, that he will do that. We only have 4 stories left in our Creation to Christ series, and I believe he is really, really close to entering the kingdom. So let's just keep praying him in, and that when he does decide, that he will be ready to take that obedient step to be baptized. And so yeah, join me in praying for my dad and my stepmom, and God willing, we'll see them in the kingdom soon enough.